Hi, Chandni. Firstly, congratulations on your Harvard admit. We are ecstatic for you. How do you feel?
I feel really, really good. I think the past couple of weeks have been a little unreal, sort of going through that process and getting the admit. But I now feel really, really excited and I'm looking forward to the journey ahead.
To get started, could you just introduce yourself to us?
Sure. So I grew up in Kolkata and I was born and brought up here. After that, I moved for college, I went to St. Stephen's in Delhi. I studied physics there. And after Stephen's, I joined a startup in Southeast Asia. So it's a tech and commerce startup. And I think the experiences that I've had across Thailand, Indonesia, Singapore, etc. And I've also sort of watched this startup grow from like a Series A company to now a Series D company. And I currently work in the CEO's office of that startup.
Great. So, when did you start applying to MBA? When did you take that decision?
I took the decision last year. I think last year was difficult for everyone because of the pandemic. And work wise, also, there were a lot of battles that we were facing. And even personally, that sort of got me thinking about my goals and what I want to do ahead. And that's when I decided to give my GMAT and then sort of apply for an MBA.
Great. So, when you decided to take the GMAT nationally, why did you choose Jamboree as a study partner?
So it's a very interesting story. I decided to study on my own first. And I hadn't studied in a while. It had been around 3 years since I had picked up a book. And so it was hard for me to get back to studying and get back to sort of like learning concepts, giving tests, etc. So that took some time. And I gave one attempt. I wasn't very sure of how I would do, but I gave an attempt and I didn't do very well. I got a 690, and that sort of shook me up and I realized I'm going to take it more seriously. So that very day when I came back from my exam, I went to the Jambori Center in Singapore, and I told them that I wanted to sign up with them. So that's why I decided to go ahead with Jambori.
And how was your experience with Jamboree?
It was really, really good. I think when I went there, I expected like a normal teacher to sort of teach me and show me certain concepts, and it was that, but it was so much more than that. Because my quant professor and my English teacher, I think, and the verbal professor, they were both really, really helpful. They were available to me at all times. I remember becoming friends with them towards the end of it. And I remember laughing and joking with them. And studying, of course, became a lot of fun. And I think that's one of the main reasons that it became so easy for me to get a high score after that. Because classes with them didn't seem like classes. It felt like I was interacting with a friend. I was challenging myself through that process. And that sort of felt really, really special to me. So, of course, there were times when they taught me certain concepts that absolutely blew my mind because I thought, after my first attempt, I knew everything, but clearly I did not. So I think it was a great experience.
How long did you prepare for the GMAT?
So after my first attempt, I prepared for another month at Jambori, and then I gave my second attempt where I scored a 750.
Very impressive. So now Harvard was always a very ambitious option. When did you decide that Harvard was a school for you?
I think when I was applying for my MBA as well, right, I knew a bunch of my friends who were at Harvard. And they spoke about academics at Harvard. They spoke about the bonds that they formed there. They spoke about extracurricular activities. They spoke about having a completely new life. And that was obviously something that I had grown up hearing about. And it was always something that I aspired for. But I think it always seemed very, very far above my reach. But when I was applying last year, I figured that, Harvard is probably a little too out there and maybe I won't be able to get in. So I obviously was prepared for that as well. But I think I always wanted to go to Harvard. I just didn't know if whatever I had done in my life and all the experiences that I've had would be enough to actually get in.
So when you finally realized that you had gotten an admit from Harvard, tell us a bit about that experience.
It was a lot of fun. So I think the first part was when they accepted me for an interview. And I remember being really, really excited that day. I had actually forgotten that they were supposed to get back that day. So I was out for a drive with my family. And when I came back, my friends were texting me that, oh, it's come out. And I didn't even know. So I checked like really, really late. And of course, when I checked, I was really happy about it. The interview went quite smoothly. I had a very interesting conversation and I loved that conversation. I loved the entire process. The day my final result was going to come out, my family knew about it and they were tiptoeing around it. They didn't want to mention it because I was really, really anxious about it. So I remember I went into my room and I checked my laptop and I saw their email and I was so happy. I ran out and the first person I told was, of course, my mom. And for some time, she just couldn't believe it. And then she got really, really excited and she started calling up everyone that she knew. So I think overall, right, the process was special not only for me, but also for my family around me. Because throughout the application process, they supported me. They helped me get in. They helped me write my essays. Right. They helped me understand who I was as a person and what I wanted to bring out in that essay. So for me, it was a collective victory for all of us.
I can completely imagine how happy that woman must have been. Going back a little, just let's go into a bit more detail about your application process. So, what was your essay and how did you go about it?
So my essays for Harvard, you mean, right?
Yeah.
So I think for my essay at Harvard, it was a little open ended, and for me, the way I look at myself, right? I think the first thing I did was I took a step back. I tried to think about everything that I had done in my life and the experiences that really stood out for me. And I didn't want to focus on just one experience because I knew that the person that I am, right? It's probably, and that's actually true for most people, we are a collection of several experiences that we have in life. And
True.
instead of focusing on one particular thing or one particular thing that I did at work, right, I wanted to bring out all aspects of that. So I remember one of those aspects being mountaineering, which is really, really close to my heart and something that I did in college and even after that. And I wanted that to also come out. I wanted certain experiences at work that have helped me grow as an individual to also come out. And essentially, what I wanted to do was I wanted to bring out what I learned from each of them. Because I think that's what forms your personality and that's what makes you the individual that you are today. So that was what I really wanted to write about.
Great. And did your interview follow the same pattern?
I think, of course, I think the interview followed a similar pattern. I think my interviewer was he helped me ease in first into the interview. I think he was really, really happy. He had gone through my essays, he had gone through my application, and so he knew a lot about me. So his questions were very specific. His questions were more around why I did something that I wanted that I did, and that sort of helped me think a little more. But I think one thing through the interview process that I really, really loved was that the interviewer was trying to understand who I was. And that sort of helped me really open up and talk about myself. So, yeah, very, very similar to the essay process and the application process.
Great. Chandni, what was your one takeaway from this whole experience?
Um, okay, I think the one takeaway, and when you say experience, right, I'll go on a limb here and I'll assume GMAT plus the application process because that
And
was my entire last year. I think one thing that I learned was that there's always light at the end of the tunnel. So it may be a really, really long tunnel, which it of course felt like. There were a lot of tears. There were a lot of locking myself in the room and not talking to anyone. And it was really, really hard at times. There were times that I felt I wouldn't be able to get through it because there was just so much happening and it was so overwhelming. But I think one takeaway that I would have from this entire experience definitely is that there is always something good that awaits you, even if that involves a lot of effort before that.
and is that going to be your advice to other students who have such similar ambitious goals?
Oh, definitely. I think that and probably don't give up. Because after my first GMAT didn't go as well, right? I was quite shaken. I didn't expect it. But I'm really happy with the fact that I came back and tried again. And what I went through is probably not as hard, right? I'm sure that there are some people for whom it's probably worse and it takes more attempts, it takes more hard work. Maybe they have to balance multiple things to do it. But for them as well, right, my advice would be the same.
Now that you look back at it, what do you think was the thing that worked for you, that you had going for you in the whole process?
um I think one thing that I realized is that I think everyone's profile is special in their own way. And one thing that I tried to do through the process was bring out who I was, not what someone else wanted me to be. So if there were different experiences, right, and it could be an experience related to maybe a friend that I had or a one-on-one experience I had with someone, right? But if I thought that that experience was meaningful enough, I wanted to bring that out because for me and in my life, that was meaningful enough. So I think that's what worked for me, honestly. That I tried to show who I was and who I wanted to be. So I think that element is sometimes lacking in a few people also because there are expectations that everyone has from other people. There's peer pressure, and you try to fit your impression of yourself into what others expect you to be. So I think that's definitely something that we should try avoiding.
That's absolutely brilliant advice, and I'm sure this is going to benefit students so much. Everyone who takes a look at this, I'm sure they'll be a better aspirant at the end of it, and will have better chances at achieving their goals, study and go on to get into brilliant colleges just like you. Thank you so much for joining us, Shani. It was great to have you.
No
Thanks
problem.
a ton.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.